Most of us think self-care is something big, a spa day, a vacation, a luxurious treat to escape reality for a moment. In many places around the world, especially in fast-paced cities, self-care has become something you schedule when life becomes overwhelming. We wait until burnout hits, then we try to recover. We buy bath bombs, scented candles, or expensive gym memberships, hoping they will fix what stress has broken. Somewhere along the way, self-care became something we purchase rather than practice. It became a reward for surviving life, not a daily way of caring for it. But there is another way. In Japan, self-care is quiet. It is subtle. It blends into everyday life like breath, unnoticed, yet essential. It does not demand money or grand gestures. Instead of running away from life to rest, they rest inside life. Instead of waiting for collapse, they maintain balance through simple, consistent rituals. Where many countries hurry toward productivity, Japan slows down long enough to notice the details of living. Where others treat cleaning as a chore to be avoided or outsourced, Japan treats it as an act of respect for the environment, for the people who share the space, and for oneself. In places like the US or Europe, it is common for schools to hire janitors. Students walk away from messes, assuming someone else will clean them. But in Japan, children take off their shoes at the door and bow before entering the classroom. At the end of each day, they sweep and clean the floors themselves. They polish windows, wipe desks, and return every object to its place, not as punishment, but as responsibility. In many homes around the world, cleaning happens only when things become unbearable, when the room is chaotic or when guests are coming. But in Japan, even the smallest daily cleaning is a form of meditation, a calm moment, a reset. It is not about having a perfect house, it is about caring for the environment that cares for you. Walk into a Japanese temple in the early morning, and you will hear the sound of sweeping, slow, steady strokes, like breathing in rhythm. Monks clean before they pray, believing that clearing the space clears the mind. If the floor shines, clarity arrives. If the dust is gone, so is confusion. These moments exist everywhere once you learn to see them. Opening a window to let new air breathe into the room. Whisking match slowly and watching the foam form. Standing under trees, watching sunlight filter through leaves, washing hands with full awareness of the water, letting go of objects that no longer serve a purpose. They are small actions, but they shape a calm life, one that does not wait for weekends to feel human. This story explores 5 Japanese self-care practices that actually work and how you can begin them today. 5 practices that cost nothing yet change everything. 5 ways to reconnect with your senses, your space, and the present moment. Here are 5 Japanese self-care tips you can begin today. Practice 1, open the window, the morning reset. Before the sun fully rises, the world sits in a quiet pause, a softness between night and day. Yet for most of us, the first sound we hear is not birds or wind, but the sharp vibration of a phone. Still half asleep, we reach for the screen instinctively. Notifications spill in messages, alerts, news, and endless voices fighting for attention. Before our feet touch the floor, the mind is already crowded. The day begins not with intention, but with reaction. But in Japan, many mornings begin differently. A hand reaches not for a device, but for the window frame. The latch clicks softly. Cool air slips into the room like a gentle invitation. Curtains lift slightly with the breeze. The smell of the morning enters fresh, quiet, clean, carrying hints of rain, sunlight, or distant earth. With every breath, sleep dissolves, the mind clears. The body wakes not in a rush, but in alignment with the world outside. There is no urgency here, only presence. It takes less than a minute, but it shifts something inside, a reminder that life begins with the senses, not the screen. Opening the window is not just a gesture, it is a choice to start the day awake rather than distracted, a choice to enter the world with awareness instead of noise, a choice to connect with reality, not digital chaos. This small act of sliding the glass, letting air touch skin, becomes a reset button for the mind. It opens space where stress usually fills. It creates a pause before the rush. It turns morning into a beginning, not a battle. A simple window, a breath of new air, a moment of clarity, and the day becomes yours again. Practice 2, the matcha pause. Slow with purpose. Life today moves like a storm. Alarms ring, screens glow, and we gulp down breakfast while scrolling through updates we won't remember. Fingers tap at keyboards, phones buzz impatiently, and the rhythm of the day begins before our breath even steadies. Tight shoulders, shallow breaths, a heart constantly beating one step ahead. Rushing becomes routine, so routine that we forget what stillness feels like. In Japan, making matcha is a gentle pause from the rush of life. You scoop the fine green tea, pour the hot water slowly, and whisk with calm, steady hands until the surface turns smooth and bright. You cannot rush this moment. Matcha asks for patience, for presence, for breath. And as you move, the world around you begins to soften. For a few quiet minutes, everything else falls away. The noise fades, your mind stops running, your body unclenches, you feel yourself settle like dust drifting slowly to the ground. In the end, the tea isn't the true treasure. The real gift is the pause, the quiet rhythm of doing one simple thing with your full attention. It is the feeling of returning to yourself, of finding calm again, of breathing without hurry. In that stillness, the chaos outside dissolves, your thoughts grow quiet, and peace settles gently inside you. Practice 3, listening to sense, training presence. Most of us drift through life half aware. We eat hurriedly, barely tasting our food. We walk, eyes on our phones, feet stepping without noticing the texture of the ground. We breathe, yet rarely feel the breath moving in and out of our bodies. Our senses are switched off, leaving the mind in constant noise while the world passes unnoticed. In Japan, there is a tradition called ko, the art of incense appreciation. It is more than smelling pleasant aromas, it is a practice of full attention. People sit quietly, inhaling each subtle note with focus, as if listening to a melody. Every fragrance, smoky, sweet, earthy, becomes a story. Each whiff invites presence, patience, and quiet reflection. What matters is not the scent itself, but the attention you bring to it, the act of returning your mind again and again the now. This is how awareness grows. This is how self-care becomes a lived experience rather than a concept. In noticing sense, you reconnect with your body, your environment, and the simple poetry of existence. Awareness, after all, is the foundation of real self-care. Practice 4, komorebi, the light through leaves. Most of us spend our days trapped under artificial lights, breathing recycled air in offices, classrooms, and homes. Our bodies are meant for sunlight, yet we live in the shadows of screens and fluorescent bulbs. Over time, we forget what natural light feels like on our skin, how it shifts with the hours, how it connects us to the rhythm of the day. In Japan, there is a word for a moment most of us overlook: komorebi. It describes sunlight filtering softly through the leaves of trees, scattering light in patterns that dance on the ground. That such a word exists tells you how deeply Japanese culture honors small encounters with nature, the fleeting gentle moments that awaken awareness. You do not need to wander deep into the forest to experience it. Stand outside for a few minutes. Let the morning sun touch your face. Sit by a window as light spills across the floor. Feel the warmth seep into your skin, the brightness nudging your senses awake. Notice the shadows moving as the leaves sway. Breathe slowly. Sunlight does more than warm your body. It resets your internal clock, stabilizes your mood, and reminds you that you are alive, not a machine to be switched on and off at convenience, but a living being whose body and mind thrive in rhythm with nature. Komorebi is a gentle teacher. It whispers pause, notice, feel. The light through leaves is a reminder that care for oneself begins with attention to the world around you. Practice 5, Shiri and Siri, decluttering space, decluttering the mind in Japan. 2 practices guide the art of clearing: Shiri, letting go, and Seri, organizing what remains. These are not exercises in minimalism or trendy tidiness. They are acts of honesty with yourself. Shiri asks, do I use this? Do I need this? Does it serve me? If the answer is no, the object is not waste. It is a weight you can release. Seri asks you to treat what remains with care, fold neatly, place intentionally, and respect what you keep. The process is both physical and mental. As you sort, touch, and arrange, your mind quiets. Each item released creates space not only in your home, but also in your thoughts. Space for clarity, for creativity, for calm. Decluttering becomes a meditation. It is not about perfection, but presence. By letting go of what no longer serves, you learn that holding on to excess is heavier than releasing it. With each drawer emptied, each shelf simplified, your mind follows lighter, calmer, and more capable of being fully in the moment. Shiri and Siri teach that self-care is not only caring for the body, but caring for the space around it. When your environment breathes, so do you. Why these practices work. Look closely at these 5 Japanese self-care practices, and you notice a simple truth weaving them together. They are small, physical, and grounded in the present moment. Each one calls you out of autopilot and into awareness. Modern self-care often tells us to think positive, practice gratitude, or shift perspective. These are valuable, but they focus mostly on the mind. They leave the body behind, and yet you are not just a mind, you are a living, sensing body that thrives on rhythm, movement, sunlight, touch, breath, and stillness. Ignoring that is like trying to power a machine without fuel. The mind may run, but the body feels depleted. These Japanese practices reconnect you to your body and your senses. Opening a window, preparing matcha, noticing a scent, feeling sunlight through leaves, clearing clutter, washing hands with attention, or sweeping the floor. Each act is simple, almost mundane, yet profoundly grounding. They pull you into the present, the only place where life truly unfolds. Self-care is often framed as an escape to a spa, a vacation, a treat to distract yourself from stress. But here, self-care is connection. Connection to yourself, your body, your surroundings, and the natural rhythm of life. It is not an indulgence, it is an embrace of existence, a practice that roots you in the present, and in doing so calms the mind, steadies the body, and restores balance to the day. In essence, self-care is not something you buy or schedule. It is something you live quietly, deliberately, moment by moment. Take the first step today. You don't need a spa or a vacation to care for yourself. Start small. Open your window tomorrow morning. Pause with a cup of tea. Notice the sunlight, the scents around you, and the rhythm of your movements. Sweep a corner of your room or declutter a drawer. Each small action reconnects you to the present, to your body, and to your mind. Make these practices your own. Try 1, 2, or all 5, and watch how your daily life transforms calmer, clearer, and more intentional. Start today. Breathe, notice, care, live. Share these habits with friends and family and inspire a ripple of mindful living. Subscribe to this channel for more life-changing systems.